First off, I want to say the DDG situation is bad, like really bad. DDG is a friend of the channel. He reacted to the video I made about him. I appreciate you, gang. It's unfortunate that this video even was created because this wasn't the video I had planned to drop today, but my boy DDG is going through it. I mean, like really going through it. Let me take you to the beginning of how this vid was even made in the first place. I'm scrolling through TikTok late night, as I'm sure all of y'all do, and I stumbled across this video where my boy DDG is pleading and requesting just to see his son. I gotta admit, going to the internet with all of this stuff, I'm not sure it's the best decision or move he could have made. Stuff like this, I feel like he would like to keep private, but DDG will go on to explain, like he typically would try to keep things off the internet with this stuff, but it feels like he has no other choice.
I don't have no type of say-so, and I keep getting this word thrown around like this. I don't give a if this make me seem childish. I just want to be able to see my son when I want to see my son, take my son when I want to take my son. Like, I don't care if this make me look childish, if I look like I'm on the internet crazy, whatever the I don't care, bro. Like, I don't care what nobody thinks. I literally just want to be in my son's life. And I feel like I'm getting bullied. I'm constantly being called a secondary parent, not a primary parent. And it's like, I just don't know what to do at this point.
Like, he's trying to see his son and it's not working, and he doesn't know what to do at this point. And maybe going to the internet will force her hand. He says people are trying to make him feel like a secondary parent, barely gets to see his son for long periods of time and can't leave the state with him. Bro is literally distracting himself from all this depression that is coming from this situation by working. And if y'all haven't noticed, DDG has been going crazy everywhere. Like the meme where anybody's like popular and DDG just spawns in, that low-key has been happening. And it's kind of crazy that him not seeing his son has something kind of to do with his escalated work schedule. Not saying he didn't work hard before, but in this current time. But I know this whole ordeal sucks for him. I mean, it's trash. Like, imagine having a son and your time with him is sort of restricted. Like, when you see him is on your baby mother's time. That would drive me insane. He even talks about driving hours to see him and DDG arriving to the crib and being turned away. My whole thing is why? Like, why is this happening? What's going on? Like, what's the reason? I'm genuinely curious. The whole thing sounds insane to me, but unfortunately, this whole situation, while very unfortunate, it's not unfamiliar. The baby mama drama in hip hop and entertainment and shoot, life for real is something that is stressful and happens to many of people. Celebrities and regular old people go through it, and it sucks every time. Ask anybody going through the situation. It's horrible. It's atrocious. Wow, though, looking back at it, because if you're a true DDG fan like myself, you go back to any of his old videos, that all that man ever wanted was a kid, bro. He manifested a son in like 2017, bro, no cap. So it's lame seeing this happening to the boy. I don't want to get up on here like I know everything happening with the situation just because I watched a couple videos, because honestly, no one knows the whole situation except him and her. But on the outside looking in, DDG is able to house and provide for his son, and he just wants to see him. So I don't really understand him not being able to see him for these long durations of time. But then again, I don't have children, so I don't really know the ins and out of all this stuff. I'm kind of talking from a naive point of view here. But it just seemed like he wants to see him and he's not seeing him enough, and he's not happy with that. The harsh reality of this situation, though, is that the two adults gotta figure it out. Bottom line, because the kid isn't, you know? Whatever the issue Hallie has with DDG, seeing his son needs to be figured out, and figured out quickly. The kid is not doing anything but getting older. Two of them don't talk often, which honestly is not a good sign in general, because how y'all don't talk often and y'all have a whole child together. So the lack of communication is definitely a red flag. The lack of communication needs to be improved. And I gotta make sure I say something else here. I want to say something really pay a very attention to this next part. I'm not gonna get up on here and bash Hallie, because again, I don't know the full context of the story. Again, none of us do. So if you think you do, you're a weirdo. But in all honesty, I hope they figure it out. I hope it works out. Nothing but the best, you know, because the situation doesn't sound good right now, and it has so much potential to get worse, and that's not good. But it doesn't need to at all. You know, I think they might need to go to court, you know, hire a lawyer. I know DDG has one, I'm sure Hallie does as well. And they need to have a sit down and really figure out what would make each other happy in this situation. Kind of unfortunately like a business meeting, because at the end of the day, they both love Halo. I know they do. You can tell by the videos, you can tell by the pictures. They love that boy. So I don't think the love is lost on either parents when it comes to the child, but maybe the love lost between the parents, and that happens often as well. So they need to figure out what can make each other happy in this situation, what can make Halo happy in the situation, prioritize him, and everything else should come after. You don't have to like each other, because at the end of the day, it don't matter. Y'all are moving on with y'all personal lives, individual lives, but y'all lives connect when it comes to your son. So he needs to be prioritized. And I know he can't talk right now, but I'm almost 100% positive he wouldn't want his mother and father fighting on seeing him. You know what I mean? So definitely he would want y'all to figure that out and work that out. But yeah, they need to go to court. You know, unfortunately, hire a lawyer like DDG mentioned in his video. And they need to have the days and times they spend with Halo documented, so there's no like argument about it in the future. Because what it seems like to me is that DDG wants to, you know, have the kid when he wants to, and then Hallie wants that. Like, you know, I think it's too loose right now, and that could work when y'all are on good terms, when everybody's happy, you know, everything is all fine and dandy. But right now, in turmoil, that is where the problem starts, because now people got the, you know, the they can say no, you know what I mean? Because everything's not documented. You can kind of just, if you're not feeling it or you're not feeling that person, you can say no, and then that's not good for either party in this situation. And also something I found interesting that DDG was talking about is that he tried to uphold her like golden image, which is fair. On the outside looking in, the world sees Hallie as like an angel, and I'm not saying she isn't or is, I don't know, but the facts are the facts. On the outside looking in, people look at her like she's a princess, and honestly, she's played one. So, you know, the outside looking in, she's like the perfect girl. And I don't know, it seems like DDG is alluding to that's not all the way true. And, you know, I feel like that's a lesson for like everybody. You know, people kind of tend to, you know, represent themselves one way, and then you really get to know them and you're like, what did I sign up to? You know, what did I sign up for? You know, but again, not saying she's a bad person, but again, maybe they didn't get a full sense of each other in their like phase of getting to know each other. But yeah, he hates that he doesn't like that she can take Halo out the country. He never could, or you gotta ask her and yada yada. But I'm gonna end it here with, this is a bad situation that shouldn't even be happening for real, and I hope it gets better. Kids, I'm not going along with the popular myth that sons need to be with their fathers or daughters need to be with their mothers. In an ideal situation where both parents are present and actually want to be in the child's life, they need both of them. They benefit from having both of them. So it's things that he can learn from DDG, and it's things that he can learn from Hallie. So in this situation, both parents want to be involved. They should be involved, and most importantly, be happy with the current situation, because it feels like they both probably aren't. So I hope they can get to that point in their life, and I hope it gets to that point soon. But yes, with all that being said, I appreciate you for making this far into the video. I go by RagerUniversity, and I'll see y'all in whatever I upload next. Peace.